Hey, welcome back to my channel, Shaun Stevenson Books. I'm Shaun Stevenson, author of the Throne series, and today I'm super excited because I am reviewing a book that was on my top 7 books of 2024 that I really wanted to read, and that is the DOOMSDAY Archives, Book 1, The Wandering Hour by Zack, Loran Clark, and Nick Eliopulos. So, this book, let's talk about it. First of all, I just want to say, this book actually scared me. Actually, definitely scared me. Twice. I was reading this book in the dark with just a flashlight because that is the best way to read these kinds of spooky books. And as I was reading it, the pages in this book are pretty thick. They're like a thicker page. And so as I was reading it, you can't see through to the next page. And there were 2 times that there were super creepy illustrations. Think like scary stories to tell in the dark level of scary illustrations. 2 of these happened in this book, and I turned the page and just said, "Oh!" I jumped both times because it scared me so much to see these 2 images. And they were super creepy, and I think the book helps to set that up. So, okay, let me back up because I had a great time reading this book. So the DOOMSDAY Archives is book number 1. It's a new series. This is The Wandering Hours, book number 1 in this series, the DOOMSDAY Archives. It's about these 3 kids who are unlikely friends. 2 of them are friends, Emrys and Hazel. Those 2 are friends. And Serena is kind of like a friend of Hazel, but not exactly a friend of Emrys. And so there's some question marks on, are they actually going to be friends or not? So the 3 of them stumble upon a mystery. They live in this town called New Rotterdam, where weird stuff happens. Like cryptids are seen often. Mysterious artifacts appear that can do strange things. And there's all these scary stories. There's even a New Rotterdam wiki that all these different people post different things to. And Emrys and Hazel are part of the team that posts things to the wiki about these mysterious things that happen in New Rotterdam. Well, as they are on the hunt one day for the long-necked dog, which is a cryptid, they stumble upon a mystery. There is a person who lives at the very top of their apartment building who one day when the power goes out, they hear a strange sound. And they go upstairs to investigate and discover that this apartment that takes up the whole top floor of their apartment building, this penthouse, the door has been blown off and the person inside is missing. Along the way, they discover that there is something appearing in town that is causing some mysterious disappearances. What is going on? They are the only ones who can figure this out because they're the only ones left who know about these cryptids and the strange things taking place in New Rotterdam, which are definitely of the creepy, spooky variety. Oh, I had a lot of fun reading this book. It's a brand new book, just came out, brand new series, and it was so much fun. This is the 2nd book that I have read recently from a newer book that came out in the last couple years that has a main character kid dealing with anxiety, which I feel like is a really important topic for kids to especially be reading about because anxiety is something that a lot of kids have, and I think especially maybe in the past it wasn't maybe as diagnosed as often as it is now, but anxiety is definitely something that a lot of kids are dealing with. So having this book help kids through that with a main character who deals with anxiety, I think, actually, this is the 3rd book I've read recently that has a kid dealing with anxiety. That's so interesting. I just thought of that. Anyways, so Emrys, our main character here, he's definitely a curious person who wants to know what's going on, what's happening, how can I figure out what's going on around me, what's going to be the mystery that I got to solve. And he comes up against quite the mystery in this book. I will say I think the mystery here is very good. It pieces out information in a way that just teases you slightly by giving you enough little information that you latch onto it and are starting to think through those possibilities when something new is revealed that you then keep going to and thinking about. So I felt like the mystery here was top notch. It was great. If you like spooky stories, this is definitely up your alley. I do think though, this is a scary book. I would definitely, before you let a kid read it, even though this book is not that long, it's a pretty short book, all said, but I would definitely say if you're a parent thinking about books for your kids to read, if your child gets scared easily, this is not the book for them. This book's going to be too scary. Like, I would say go for a Goosebumps if they want something that's a little more spooky, but it's not too scary. But the Doomsday Archives was actually a scary book. I was actually pretty scared reading it, like I said twice. This was the kind of book where you're kind of like looking at the closet door at night and thinking, okay, yeah, no, that's not real. It's not real. It's not real, Shaun. It's not real. So, because you're just a little bit bothered by it, but not in a disturbing way, but in a, oh, that's creepy way. So the adventure is great. The main characters are a lot of fun. They have some good banter. There was one moment later on where a character does something that I didn't know if I believed, but overall, I just was able to walk past that and think, oh, okay, it's fine. There's a lot of great fun here with like relics and mysteries. And so the kids, they have a lot of fun with these interspersed wiki pages. So after every chapter, you have like a wiki entry. It's like the kids are reading these wiki entries in the story, and then you get to read it as the reader. So these wiki entries, they're kind of like this, where it's like this page that looks almost like an internet page. And then sometimes these have some pictures with them, like some little cryptids and things like that they're talking about. So those were super fun to have interspersed throughout the book. It actually really reminded me, I read an adult novel called Adam by Ted Dekker a long time ago that had like interspersed throughout it some newspaper clippings of like the murder mystery they're trying to solve. And I thought that that was a really clever idea for that kind of book. They're always short. They're never like a super long, like short story, so to speak. They're all, these wiki entries are all within like 2 to 3 pages, sometimes 1 page. And then they sometimes have an illustration. That's where some of the creepy illustrations came in. So just warning you, if you want to be prepared to be scared, then watch out for those wiki pages. Some of the things they set up that they don't go into in the wiki pages, some of the wiki pages have stuff to do with the main story. Some of the wiki pages are just extra things, but I'm wondering if they're going to come into play later. I really enjoyed this book, and I can't wait for book number 2. I thought it was really great. Like I said, this book I would not say is for younger readers. It's definitely like upper middle grade at the very least, just because it is legitimately scary. So I enjoyed it though, but like I said, it did scare me twice. I turned a page and was blah. So all said, the Doomsday Archives, the villains here, the characters, the mystery, the plot, the creepypasta, it's all great. All great. I definitely enjoyed reading this one. So at the end of the day, I would give The Wandering Hour, Doomsday Archives #1, a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This book was just so good. I was so close to giving it 5 stars, but it just, one little thing held me back, and that is I wish it was a little longer. I honestly wish it was just a tiny bit longer. The book is really short, it comes in quick, and it ends after about 200 pages, and I think if it had been about 250 pages would have been almost perfect for me. Otherwise, this is a great book. 4.5 stars from me out of 5. Have you read the Doomsday Archives, book #1, The Wandering Hour? It's pretty new. It just came out a few days ago, actually. So if you've read it, let me know in the comments below. If it sounds like something you'd like to read, let me know too. Have you ever been scared by a book before? If so, tell me your story. I'd love to hear it. So I really enjoyed this one. Really enjoyed it. It was good. So until next time, everybody, keep reading. Bye.